So I meant to do the video on this guy this week, mostly for my editor, but then I pulled a Deadpool.
I forgot my ammo bag!
So why don't you follow me into the closet and we're going to see what we can do a review on. So why don't you just come with me. Well, let's see here. Nope, I did a review on you. You're epic, but I probably should do a real review. You're a beauty. Except for that. You're also a beauty. I misjudged you. Fun. Hey, old friend. Magazines. Let's see. We got the Evader. I could do you. Nah. Ugh.
Yo, Spider, you looking for a blaster to review?
Yeah. Do you have a suggestion?
I got just the one for you. Would you like a Nerf Raven?
Yes.
Awesome. So, yeah, here you go. Hey, no complaining. Just shut up and catch.
Thank you.
What, did you think I was gonna give you my Stinger Raven?
Well, kinda. You've been promising me one for a while.
What? Look, appreciate the Green Raven, and maybe someday I'll get you one of these, okay?
You better, Brachiosaurus. Otherwise, I'll...
Yeah, Spider, so get on with your review now. I'm gonna go play with this.
What do you mean by that? That Stinger Raven will be mine. But why don't we give it an intro? Welcome in, Web Warriors. Spider-Man Jamila here. Today, we are finally taking a look at the giveaway gift I received like months ago at this point, the Nerf Raven CS18, the first semi-automatic mag-fed blaster that just happened to be a really good bullpup, probably the best bullpup Nerf has ever made. So let's go over the blaster in a little bit more detail. Up front, we do have an in-strike barrel lug, which you can attach barrels to. And something I do want to note about this is the tolerances here are amazing. There's barely any real wiggle. And then obviously getting it off is tight, which is really good. Again, it kind of makes me miss how the tolerances used to be on Nerf. But this is really useful for if you don't like how small the Raven is and you want to extend it a little bit. Barrels like this do help. It also can depend on if you don't want to use the grip up here and you want a little more purchase to help stabilize the blaster, you could do this, but you don't really need to stabilize a blaster like this because it's already got a pretty long barrel, so you could win there. See what I mean? Really tight. Back behind, we do have somewhat of a front iron sight, but there is no corresponding rear iron sight. So again, you're not really going to be holding this out like a pistol as much. Obviously, you're going to be kind of tucking it in to your shoulder, so there's not really a point to have it, but I guess it was just something that looked cool. On the side, we do have a tactical rail, and up at the top, we do have another tactical rail. Whatever you can put on there, or whatever you want to put on there, you totally could. But obviously, rails just look really cool, especially the side ones. Especially with the orange on this lime green, it kind of helps this look better, even though I don't like this color scheme. Then up front, we do have, again, the kind of little foregrip, which honestly, I thought wasn't going to be comfy, but it surprisingly works. It was just kind of a little surprise, but this whole system just feels interesting. I don't know how to word it. Below, we do have the trigger and the grip. The trigger pull is the main gripe on the Raven, obviously. If you've used any semi-automatic trigger from Nerf, they have gotten a lot better over time, but again, because this was the first one, and because it's a bullpup design, which just means that the blaster is getting fed behind the trigger, so you essentially have a very long barrel, but a very compact blaster. The design on this is just a little weird because it works, but it's not the comfiest. Like, again, you can modify this with dual springs, you can lube up the trigger, you can do a lot of things, but again, because this is the first one, the trigger pull is not going to be the very best, but you just kind of expect that out of Nerf nowadays. And of course, the rev trigger, honestly, is a good, just usual design. There's no real complaints there, just because it's a rev trigger. Rev triggers usually are done pretty well, except a few Elite 2.0s and then all the other stuff like that. But at this point, what can we really do? Then we go to the grip, which honestly is pretty comfy. So it is a thumbhole stock, and obviously a thumbhole stock is really just your own taste, whether or not you like it or you don't like it. I don't really mind them. Obviously, I don't have a whole lot of room in here just because my hands are a little bit bigger than average. But overall, like, it's just a comfy grip. There's no real complaints with it whatsoever. And obviously the thumb hole is small, but I'd say this works better for like a teenager's hands. Obviously, if you're an adult with really large hands, this is going to feel a little uncomfortable. But if you're a kid, you're going to be really comfortable on this grip. So there's that. Back behind, we do have a jam door for clearing out jams and malfunctions. I don't think I've really had a jam with my Raven yet. I have put a lot of rounds to this, but obviously it's there if you need it. I obviously didn't need it yet. Thank you, Lord, for that. Then down below, we do have the magazine, which was a very unique one. Obviously, this blaster is compatible with every other magazine that you could think of, but this is the magazine that was included. But this is a very interesting magazine. So this is a Glowtech mag. So the whole thing with it is you put in 3 AAA batteries, and you flip this switch, and hopefully the light can pick this up, or not blur it out. But this came with Glowtech darts, and essentially what this is there's lights in here, and when the dart would be sitting in here in the top of it, the lights would illuminate it. Essentially, with Glowtech, you light it, and it will glow in the dark. This, I think, works pretty well. Obviously, I don't have any glow darts because those are really hard to find at this point. But these, honestly, work pretty well from what I've seen. I don't think they work. Again, I haven't heard much, and in my research, I don't remember a lot of people praising this. But it's a cool idea if you want it. But to be honest, no one really uses these magazines. Just go get the classic 18 round stick mags because obviously they're a lot better. But this just helps kind of match the color scheme. Then up above, we do have the battery door. You just unscrew that and you install 4 AA type batteries, which was basic for Nerf at the time. And then back behind, obviously, we do have the magazine release, and this is what makes a bullpup fun, in my opinion. Is it again? You have to train your muscles to get used to it because obviously, you think with a blaster up here that it will be up here. The best way that I've seen that you train with bullpup magazines: hold your blaster up and strike the magazine release. That's just how I've seen it to be comfortable in my case. But then if you're speed reloading, you sometimes don't even have to think about it. But in my eyes, from the way that I've used bullpups, it's easier if you hold the blaster up and reload. It's a good way to help train you to get used to bullpups. If you like using bullpups, obviously, that's kind of just a only thing for anyone at this point. I did forget to go over the carry handle, which honestly made it. This is pretty comfy. Obviously, you can't fit your whole hand in here, which is a little disappointing. But obviously, you're not really going to be using it here. You're going to be throwing a sling on this and throwing it to your side, which we will get into as we talk about the stock. So the stock length overall, it's a built-in stock, but it's surprisingly the perfect length of pull. And again, like I said, it feels really comfy in the shoulder, but this does have 2 sling loops up here, and it does have 2 up here. However, I don't like slinging putting my slings up here, but I think this is only for like a dual point sling. But these 2 are perfect for if you use a single point sling, which I like to just because they're my personal favorite, and you just throw the blaster aside and you can use this as a secondary, or it's pretty comfy to just pull this up. You bang, 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 but then you throw it aside, take out your sidearm, and then fire. That's what these are really good for. So I do like this system a lot. But again, that's a basic overview of the Nerf Raven. Now I will show you firing. Firing just standard elite darts with just a normal 18-round stick mag. Also, all these been a mess, but you've had a crazy few days. Now shooting some X-Shot Insanities and just to play someone, because I know he'll appreciate it, using my clear 18-round stick mag. Put the Raven over the chronograph, and with elite darts, I was getting an average of about 55 feet per second, which is pretty standard for the end strike era. But then I put Insanities over the chronograph, and I was getting an average of about 57, but that was an average taken over at least 20 or so shots, just because I had a lot of outliers with Insanities over the chronograph. I was getting some that averaged out to like over 70 FPS, and then, of course, consistently around 55 feet per second, which is, again, good, but again, a little weird with the Insanities. But that's all the basic information I can really provide on the Raven. Again, it's a very solid blaster, and it's really fun in its own regard, because again, it is one of the best bullpups, in my opinion, that Nerf has ever made. Obviously, you can use it as a primary, you can use it as a secondary, which I think most people have, or you can do what most people have done recently, and that's just mostly use the Raven for integration, because that is what the Raven was used for, because a lot of people really liked this shape and form factor as a stock, and then especially the fact that because you had this magazine well, a lot of people would gut the entire Raven and use it as a shell on stripes, moduluses, demolishers, all those cool things, and just use this essentially as a mag place. And if you really want to know like what Strapens are, go check out Captain Shotgun, Coop 772, Lord Draconical. They have made a lot of amazing Stravens. Like Stravens are like Stravens are personally like my favorite integration, just because if you do it right, it looks like the blaster has literally been made by Nerf. And obviously, there's a lot of people who have done that. Again, the only one I'll really shout out right now is just Captain Shotgun, just because he finished his Straven. I believe he named it the I can't remember this the Deepfake. Sorry, Captain Shotgun, I couldn't remember that name, but I'd recommend go check it out. It's a good example of just like how a Straven is done. And obviously, what are my final thoughts on the Raven? Extremely positive, because again, it's a really good blaster, but obviously, it's good for only certain things. Obviously, this particular Raven is only good if you modify it with like lipos or just trust fires and IMRs. But if you're wanting a little more power, just check out the Elite Raven, which has, in my opinion, probably the best paint job that Nerf has ever done on a blaster. Or you could get the Stinger Raven, which Brachiosaurus, I'm coming for that Stinger Raven. Mark my words. And then you could get the Raven Fire. That one I think is a little more difficult to get, but also I remember when that thing retailed, it was like 60 bucks. So yeah, but if you happen to find a Raven in a thrift store, you are lucky, because I've yet to find one, and I'm still trying to get at least an elite one to this day. And if anyone knows where you can get an elite one, or if anyone wanted to send me one, let me know down in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching my video, dude bros. If you happen to like what you see here, please like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment if you liked what you saw. Again, thank you to Brachiosaurus for like gifting this to me from that giveaway. And yes, to finally answer the question, it was a fair giveaway, but we just had a joke, because I kept saying for weeks, it was like, dude, I want to win that giveaway. And he's like, no, we're going to have to wait and see. And then lo and behold, I did win it. So thank you again, Brachiosaurus, for giving me this. This is an amazing gift. But much love, blast on, and stay tactical. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. I just wanted to film this little segment at the end, just because I feel like a lot of you have been asking questions about just this video. So first off, I just want to start off with saying thank you. Guys, the comments on that video, but also just you guys in general, you're the reason why I love making YouTube. You're the reason why I like doing all the stuff I do today. But I did want to address the point of that. It's, yes, there is change, but it's not, I think I figured it out now, because it's not fully just in the content. So for the past year, I have been trying to make content as much as I can. but I've been doing it to just please people. I haven't really been doing it anymore to have fun. I've made a lot of videos, but this past year, I feel like I've just been doing Nerf reviews to please people. There's a lot of people who I can understand are frustrated with that, and I'm even frustrated with it, but I'm more frustrated at the fact that it's been draining me because I want to do content for fun, and I don't just want to keep doing it for. How do I word this? I don't want to keep doing it to please people anymore because I'm just. It's really taken a toll on me and how I make videos, and it's nearly destroyed my interest in the hobby. Just pleasing people with content and not really just having fun making it. So I want to take that stand here and now that the content I make from here on out is just fun because I love this hobby and I love you guys. And I do really mean that. You guys are truly the reason why I make videos. And obviously, it's why I'm trying to change because I want to change for myself so you guys can enjoy what you see. Obviously, like the jokes are done because personally they have annoyed me, but it's also they're not my own jokes. I'm not really a funny guy. I try to be, but I'm pretty sure everyone can agree I'm not sometimes. But it's just more I want to do videos that I want to do, but not just to please the people who really don't need to be pleased, but to just make it fun for me because that's inevitably what this is. This app, this channel, it's just I want to have fun, and I don't want to please people to the degree that ruins my fun of the hobby. So I won't clutter your guys' time with this anymore. I'll get to the bloopers, but again, I love you guys and thank you so much just for the comments on that video, and thank you to everyone who still supports me. You mean the world to me. So much love, blast on, stay tactical. Oh, my ring light. Oh, you've been recording this whole time.